Have you ever wondered why some people sleep with their bedroom door open, even when they're afraid of the dark? Most think it's just a habit, but for others, it's survival. My name is Ayo, and before we begin, if you enjoy true horror stories told in a whisper, make sure you subscribe and tap the like button. It helps more people discover the darkness. A Whispered Dark Diaries tale. Tonight's story is about a rule handed down quietly, without explanation. A rule that must never be broken. A rule that could save your life. This is never close the bedroom door. The summer I turned 11, my mother sent me to stay with my grandmother in the countryside. A quiet place. Too quiet. Where trees grew taller than they should, and the nights always arrived a little too early. Grandma lived alone in a house far older than her stories. And from the moment I stepped out of the car, Ayo felt something watching from the windows. Before my mom even drove away, Grandma leaned in close, her voice barely more than a trembling whisper. While you're here, never close the bedroom door at night. She didn't smile. She didn't explain. She just turned and limped inside. I tried to laugh it off. But by the end of the first night, I wished more than anything that it had been a joke. Grandma's house smelled like lavender and old books. The hallway to my room was long, narrow, and bent, as if it was tired of holding itself up. When I lay in bed, the bedroom door drifted slightly inward, like the darkness was tugging on it. I almost closed it. Almost. Then her rule echoed in my mind, so I left it open, just a crack. At midnight, the house began its strange nightly chorus, creaking wood, tapping branches, whispering drafts. But at 2:13 a.m., everything stopped. No wind, no insects, just silence. Then I heard it. A slow, dragging shuffle down the hallway. Something pulling itself toward my room. The sound reached my open doorway and stopped. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. Then a voice, dry and shaking, slid into the room. Is it open? I hid under the covers until Dawn finally rescued me. At breakfast, Grandma didn't look surprised. She just stirred her tea and said, "It noticed you." I begged to sleep in her room that night, but Grandma shook her head. It follows movement. It listens for fear. Stay still. Leave the door open, and it will not enter. But her voice trembled, and that terrified me more than the creature did. I didn't sleep at all. I stared at the hallway until my eyes stung. At 2:13 a.m., the dragging returned, slower this time, as if savoring the approach. It stopped just beyond my doorway, and then I saw it. A shape darker than darkness, tall, hunched, limbs too long, head tilted like it was scenting the air. Thank you for leaving the way open. It took a single step toward me. The air froze. I jerked upright, and in an instant, the creature recoiled into the hallway, as if the open door repelled it. Grandma burst into the room moments later, breathless, clutching lavender and salt. She didn't let me sleep again until sunrise. By the third day of summer, I was exhausted. My body begged for sleep, and fear does strange things to a tired mind. Grandma's warning repeated over and over. Only 3 nights. Outlasted for 3 nights. But that night, fear won. I saw movement in the hallway, a tall shadow leaning just out of sight. Panic surged, and without thinking, I closed the door. It sounded like sealing my own fate. At 2:13 a.m., the house fell silent. Then came the knock. Soft, polite, certain. I didn't answer. I couldn't. Then a second voice spoke, not from the hallway, but from inside the room. "Thank you for letting me in." Cold fingers curled around my ankle. They squeezed, too long, too thin, and pulled me halfway off the bed. I screamed, and the world vanished into black. I woke on the floor at dawn, shivering and bruised. The bedroom door was wide open. Grandma knelt beside me, crying silently. "Your grandfather closed his door, too," she whispered. She looked toward the hallway. The thing that roams this house was born from something he brought back. Something ancient, something hungry. It can only enter what's closed. A week later, my mother returned. I didn't tell her anything. Some stories feel heavier when spoken aloud. But that summer changed me forever. I'm older now, far from Grandma's house, but I still can't sleep with my bedroom door closed, because sometimes at exactly 2:13 a.m., no matter where I am, knock, 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 open up. I remember your scent. If you ever spend the night in an unfamiliar house or hear a soft knock at 2:13 a.m., just remember this one rule: never close the bedroom door. And if this story kept your eyes open just a little longer tonight, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. It helps more people find their way into the dark. Sleep well, if you can.